we go. Fantastic. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the what's that? March 16th, 2026 meeting of the Board of Trustees Library. We're excited to welcome some of our colleagues from the Mid-Hudson Library Center, as well as our friends and staff. So, uh, so many. I know. Come on. Admin. There you go.
I see a Terry Raspberry.
Yeah, you gotta turn your volume all the way down.
Like when you call into the radio.
You good?
I think so.
Okay. I gotta go. Hold on. Whenever I add you in there, I hear me.
No, it's definitely a Joe.
Oh, Sarah brought us some thoughts. So,
Yeah, great. Oh, good. Is on? Can you mute them? Oh, the hell with Pardon the technical difficulties. Oh my God. That's Gabrielle.
oh, God.
Okay. Hold on.
There we go. Sorry. All right. There we go. All right. I don't know why that comes up. Oh, that's fine. We're all here. It's all excited. So this is that meeting. We have some fun folks going there here. And let's move on. Right now, we are looking for public comment in person or via email on agenda items only. Anything is on the agenda anybody wants to comment on, this should be the time if you're in person. All right. Then moving on, get resolution and approval of the February 16th, 2026 meeting minute.
I second. I'm sorry, who was the? Okay. Jody.
And Ginger is second.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And presentation, quick presentation. This is, let me go share my screen to the adoring fans that are out there. Gotta find the screen, please hold. Okay. Let's change this view. Let's hold. Present. All right, here we go. All right, so good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Library Director, I want to thank you for taking time to join us. The Tunnel Valley Free Library has always been one of the community's most valued public institutions, and we believe it's important that the community continues to help shape its future. Over the past several months, we have been hosting a series of community conversations to listen to residents about how they see the library today and where they believe it should be going in the future. These community conversations, right? There we go. These community conversations invite neighbors, families, students, and community partners to reflect on an important question. What role should the library play in the future of Putnam Valley? Our goal in these conversations was simple: to listen. We wanted to understand what residents value most about the library and how it can continue to evolve and meet the needs of our community. What we heard from the community across many conversations was both encouraging and inspiring. Residents consistently described the library as much more than a place for books. People talked about the library as a place for learning, connection, opportunity, and belonging. Many residents also highlighted how important it is to have a trusted civic space where people of all ages can gather, explore ideas, and access resources that support everyday life. While these conversations covered a wide range of ideas, 4 themes consistently emerged across discussions with residents. These themes were learning, connection, inclusion, and future readiness. These themes help frame how the library can continue to support both individual growth and the well-being of the community. It's not the right order. Turn the page. Sorry. Learning. Residents strongly emphasize the importance of the library as a learning partner for the entire community. That includes supporting students and families with educational resources, strengthening partnerships with our schools, and offering programs that support lifelong learning. Libraries today are also helping residents navigate new technologies and digital skills that are increasingly part of everyday life. Connection. Another theme that came through very clearly was connection. Residents see the library as one of the few places where neighbors naturally can come together. Programs, lectures, workshops, and informal gatherings all create opportunities for people to meet, share ideas, and build relationships. In many ways, the library functions as a shared civic space for the community. Inclusion. Residents also emphasize the importance of ensuring that the library remains welcoming and accessible to everyone. Ideas included in expanding bilingual outreach, strengthening accessibility for seniors and individuals with disabilities, and making sure that the library services reach residents who may face barriers to participation. At its best, the library is a place where everyone in the community feels welcome. Future readiness. Many conversations also focused on how the library can help residents navigate rapid technological and societal change. This includes supporting digital literacy, helping residents access reliable information responsibly, and responsibly exploring emerging technologies. Libraries have always helped communities adapt to change. Residents clearly see that role continuing here in Putnam Valley. The library's role is larger than collections. Taken together, these conversations reinforce something important. The role of the modern library extends well beyond books and traditional collections. Today, the library serves as a learning hub, a gathering space, a trusted source of information, and a partner to schools, families, and community organizations. Community impact. Residents shared many examples of how the library supports daily life in Putnam Valley. Students rely on the library for study space and research tools. Families benefit from educational programming and shared learning experiences. Seniors find connection and access to helpful services. For many residents, the library simply provides a welcoming public place to spend time, read, learn, and connect with neighbors. Strategic opportunities. The feedback from the community conversations also highlights several opportunities moving forward. These include strengthening partnership with schools, expanding programs and volunteer opportunities, improving communication across the community, and continuing to plan thoughtfully for accessibility and evolving community needs. So the next steps, Board of Trustees will use these insights to help guide our long-range planning and future decision-making. We'll continue engaging residents as these conversations move forward and as we explore ways to respond to the needs and ideas the community has shared with us. The Putnam Valley Free Library has always been more than a place for books. It's a place where neighbors meet, ideas grow, community come together. And as we look toward the future, our goal is simple: to ensure that the library continues to serve as a welcoming hub of creativity, connection, and community. We invite everyone in the community to stay engaged with the library, attend programs, participate in conversations about its future, support the Friends of the Library, take part in the annual library budget vote that helps sustain these services. Together, we can continue building a library that reflects the best of Putnam Valley. And thank you for being part of these efforts. So, in short, thank you everybody who participated either in person in the use or using their responding to our survey. We will then take this back to the long range planning committee and kind of put some meat on the bones as to where we think we go next. We'll include stakeholders again, and then adopt that into our long range plan, our actual long range plan, which we will again share for the world to see. So that was months of work to get to that, to get to those things. It feels like it was a lot of it was self-evident, but at the same time, we went through that process. And it was great. There's a lot of flesh on the bone that's not in this top level, as far as like details of things that we saw and heard from community members. But we'll get into that when the long range planning committee actually gets involved. So let me stop sharing. Move on. Okay.
So I got a text. I think you have people in the audience.
Of course. There we go. Let's admit. There we go.
Thank you, Cole.
Thanks. Welcome, Luna. More staff. Yay. Then that's our presentations and community conversations, which then brings us now to reports, which brings us directly to the Friends of the Library.
Yay.
Welcome, Michael.
Welcome.
Happy to be here and happy to everyone's friend. The friends send their regards. All of them.
And the new one.
They all send their regards. First, we begin with museum passes, one of our favorite topics. We renewed our pass to the DIA. Let me know if they send it here. They should be sending it to me, care of the friend. But if it comes to you, let me know.
Okay.
The new pass.
Yeah.
The renewed pass. We confirmed our membership with the Liberty Science Center. We're on their list as a library on their list, and folks who present a Putnam Valley library card get $3 off their admission, and it doesn't cost the friends anything, which is nice.
That's one in New Jersey, right?
Right. We're getting closer to being able to renew our membership with Boscobel. I've been working on it since December. I got my first response today, or yesterday, saying that the person I need to speak with wasn't in, but they called me today. And they did. But getting closer. We know that there is someone working at Boscobel for a living, and with that there is hope. An interesting thing we discovered, one of our early passes when we started the program back in 2017 or 18 was the Mid-Hudson Discovery Center, the Children's Museum up in Poughkeepsie. And after a year, 2 years at most, they canceled their program. I think they feared that they were losing too much income by providing these passes, especially from the local libraries. People would go to the museum, come back with a pass, and somebody would be there waiting for it to take it out again on the same day. So they canceled the program, and we haven't had a children's museum in our lineup since then. They have reinstated their program. I noticed it on a lot of libraries' websites.
Oh.
So I contacted them and said, "Did you reinstate the program?" Yes, and we'd love to have you, and it's just $500.
Goodness.
So we're purchasing a Westchester Children's Museum pass for $275, which is high even at $275 for a museum pass.
Oh, which one? Which one?
Westchester.
Oh, Westchester.
The one at Playland.
It's in Rye.
And so we'll give it a try, see if our patrons will go to Rye.
That's the ones where they have the kids under glass, right?
I'm not aware. I haven't been. As soon as we get the pass, I'll be able to go. It's the only way I get any culture is by using the museum pass. So we're going to purchase that one. We voted at our last meeting. We still have collected the information on some others that we want to consider in the future. Olana, the Frick, Guggenheim. There seems to be some support for the Frick.
Oh, she's just cursing.
They're a little on the higher end price-wise, but you're getting the Frick for that money. So
The new friend.
yeah, as opposed to the old, nobody liked the old.
That old friend.
So that's what's new with museum passes. Of course, we have we have programs going on coming up this Saturday, the 21st of March. The Big Six, the 6th New York Heavy Artillery in the Civil War with boys from Westchester, Putnam, and Rockland. A flyer that looks very much like that. It looks like this if you're running out of ink. But a little yellow there. But there were a lot of diseases in the Civil War.
It's all sepia.
We're a little daunted.
Yeah.
So that program is at 2:00 on Saturday, and I will share with you the big reveal. I'll give you the quick version of the story. There was a young man from Putnam Valley who joined the 6th Heavy Artillery in late 1863. He was sent down as a lieutenant to Petersburg, Virginia, with the 6th as a lieutenant. Almost immediately, well, wasn't a few battles or that were part of the siege of Petersburg, but almost immediately after that became sick and died within 2 months. Not a glorious military story, but a very typical Civil War soldier story. As we probably all know, more soldiers died from disease than died from injuries and wounds. Before he left, the town of Putnam Valley presented him with a ceremonial sword, which was engraved, words to the effect, I don't have the exact engraving off the top of my head, but to Lieutenant Hyatt, George Hyatt, from your friends in Putnam Valley, best of luck, don't get sick and die. I'm not sure exactly.
So they jinxed
Something like
him.
that.
So they jinxed him, basically.
Sadly, he did perish there in an army hospital outside Petersburg. He or his body was returned home, and he is buried in the cemetery in Shreveport across from the Methodist Church on East Main Street, along with not at the same grave, right next to a mom, dad, and sister. But the sword's whereabouts, who knew? I am happy to report that that sword will be here on Saturday.
Nice.
60.
Very exciting.
It was found by the historian who's giving the presentation in an antique shop, an antique dealer, not just a shop, in Petersburg. So the question is, has it been sitting in Petersburg for 160 years and we just found it after it made its way to the antique dealer? Or was it just lost somewhere else and coincidentally managed to find its way to an antique dealer in Petersburg, Virginia? We don't know, but we're closing the circle and bringing the sword home. So it will be here. We may do another presentation if we can at a town board meeting or something, and then it will be at the Lincoln Depot Museum in Peekskill, which purchased the sword from the antique dealer.
Make sure you photo op at the grave.
Absolutely. Photo op would be great. Photo op here at the library, if anybody would like to be in the photo.
So the Friends are paying for this particular program, or the library's paying?
Well,
How
I'd
does it
love to
work?
tell you how much we're paying, but actually
No,
the speaker is doing it for free.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice to know too. Yeah, no, that's what I'm asking.
That's a fair question.
All right.
And it's someone you know, and he is delighted to do this. He was writing a book on the 6th New York Heavy Artillery until he came to the conclusion that no one would want to buy that book except for him. So he has a Facebook page. He did some public presentations.
Interesting.
And if you'd like to hear what the book would have sounded like, he will read it to you. On April 11th will be our first trivia night. We're very optimistically hopeful that it will be a tremendous success. Janine of the Friends, who is running it, is someone younger than I and has contact with younger people and is drawing in a younger audience. So we're hopeful that it will be successful and on many levels. And you're all invited as well, of course.
I'm already registered.
And that's
Terrific.
a regular registration through the library, or through?
I think it would be for the Friends, but we haven't set it up yet.
It's on it's on the library page. You can
And what's the cost?
register
of
the
that?
library page.
Is there an entry fee?
There was going to be a $5 fee, yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
We'll talk about the
That's
logistics and the details. You know,
I'm not coming now.
What did you?
On April 25th, we have the first annual, optimistically again, Putnam Valley Road Rally. If we don't lose anyone, by which I mean getting lost, then it will be an annual event, I hope. Not a timed race, but a scavenger hunt through town, and participants will be in cars with their teammates and have to find things and answer questions and do math. We have another plan for, but no date selected yet, for another author presentation with a book signing. And if you can't come, I may just have to do Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima was a wonderful presentation. The last time I gave it, 100% of the attendees loved it.
5 stars.
That would be both Joe and Ginger. We're hoping to at least double the attendance, but if the author can make it. And then in June, we would like to do a tag sale, which we've talked about. We didn't pick a date yet. Any weekend pretty much is fine with us. June 6th was our first choice, because how better to celebrate the anniversary of D-Day than with a tag?
Put it out in that parking lot and then parking's out here,
Yes,
and that's how you're gonna do it.
that was the plan.
And you're glad trying to.
I don't know.
Usually
we
we
have
have
that.
June 17 would probably be the beginning of the summer program.
Okay.
It's a Saturday,
So not a good choice.
so not a good choice.
So any Saturday except the 17th.
Oh, I thought you said the 7th.
Six.
6th was our,
Oh, 6, sorry, I misheard.
The Saturday before the last day.
Okay.
The Saturday before the 17th is happening.
So what day is that?
6 plus 7 is 13.
Every time.
Always.
6, 7.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
But that's what we'd like to do. We'll work with you, Amina, to pick a date.
Yes.
Lock it in.
Huh.
That's
good.
more than enough for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Michael.
Appreciate
Very exciting.
it. All right. Director's report. That was shared.
Oh, I forgot to submit that this time.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
You said it to me. I added to the folder.
I got mixed up, sorry.
That's our new
Yes, I
process.
did submit it, okay.
Right. You did then email it to everybody.
Oh,
Submit. So.
You must have, because I read.
I think Liz is in it right now. I see.
Any details you want to highlight on that?
We were thinking about getting a quote for the AV equipment.
I think Paul met with
Right.
someone yesterday.
Oh, good. Because we do have all of the bits ready to, be put in, the drop down and drop down screen and all. It's all ready to go. It's just, we didn't get the AV equipment yet because.
So yeah, we we met with one guy who will review whatever Cole shows up with their connection to the people who gave us security thing. So yes, that's great.
I was just saying that we are set up. We just couldn't afford the actual equipment. Yeah. And you talked about getting a flexible podium.
I don't know if we still want that. I had looked at a few last year and I looked again last week. I mean, there's a lot of options,
There's a
so,
ton of options.
yeah.
Lapsible. Oh, yeah.
Just because the space becomes, everything just gets so crowded and we really, something a little skinnier. I thought it'd be better,
And when
but
they're collapsible, they can be adjusted to the height of the speaker. Oh, there you go.
Depending on
Yes,
which one. But yeah, I mean, we can.
I'm glad it's people there. Different things.
Anything else from?
I had two questions. I saw that there's a new bilingual program.
Mhm.
I'm guessing it's Spanish.
Spanish,
Is that
English.
correct? And so bilingual story time and reading support. So they're two separate
Yes,
programs.
it's the same person, but two separate programs.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
And it's a volunteer who does that.
No, I'm not.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Very
nice.
And then my other question was about the paving. I know one of the things we've talked about is doing a scope of work so that people don't give us quotes that are for different things. So probably what we need to do is do a scope of work for the paving job. And because right now it's this amount of money and they'll do this and there are just 3 different prices at 3 different jobs, really.
Do you think it might make sense, excuse me, to have more than one scope of work? A scope of work that's really taking care of the whole thing, and another scope of work that's
For the problem, like
For the
comprehensive versus.
section. so that we have 2 of those to look at.
I agree. I think a comprehensive and then one that carves out the different issues. So that we could maybe do an a la carte.
Yeah, because if we're gonna do a construction grant, we're gonna have to include that because it's
Too expensive for us to do it wrong.
that one hole.
Yeah,
A small child.
Yeah.
So that has to be.
I drove through there today, by the way, and one of the problems is the food truck parks not in the potholes, so you can't get, when the food truck was there, I went through the parking lot. I couldn't get out because I was afraid I was getting swallowed up and so they gotta like park on the pothole basically, or else you can't get out of the driveway.
Or just
Be
down.
wild and crazy and go out the end.
Or further.
Well,
No,
that's.
I wouldn't recommend that when
No, but then he has to go somewhere like in the he has to go in the parking spots or something because you literally can't get out.
Well, I did.
Well, I mean, I drove through the pothole, but
I mean, the logistics, one of the logistics struggles with that, not to get super micro, but one of logistics issues is the cars come here before the truck
Yeah,
gets here.
yeah.
So maybe the pothole is a good place
I wonder
for
if-
that
because
to be.
those cars are also parallel, they're pretty much 90 degrees to the angle parking.
Right.
And so that creates a squeeze. I wonder if we continue to allow that, but maybe put the truck back in that parking lot. But tell people that they, not to park
People
back
line
there.
up.
Yeah,
They
well,
line up
Right.
well, then
they
they'll,
line up not in cars, they line up on their feet.
But you mean,
well, they line the cars up, but they can get out and line up on that side versus this side. It's just, and we had said about postponing that patchwork, but we can't postpone it now, right? 'Cause
well,
it's
the
so
issue
bad.
is cash.
Yeah,
I understand, but it's pretty bad.
While we're getting quotes and doing a scope of work, would it be possible to have our handyman put 10 bags of asphalt patch in it, to carry us over while we're.
I mean, that might be one of these,
Is that a
the
thing? 'Cause I
temporary
need
solution,
that.
the cold patch.
My house.
Because we're out of plow season, then maybe,
like gravel,
it's
the
a
sticky gravel?
stopgap if it's
That's what
not
I need.
crazy expensive, but.
Yeah.
But we'll let,
Every time we get a quote, it's like.
yeah, but we'll put that back to staff to figure out the logistics and options. Anything else on the Breakfast Report?
I was just gonna say that I had put a little note that on at 7 p.m. on April 7th, there's the National Library Week. It's like a proclamation that's issued at the county legislative meeting if anybody wishes to attend. It's it's kind of a cute thing. It's a nice moment where different librarians and trustees and friends come together in front of the county legislative folks. So
Would you say April 7th?
April 7th at 7 p.m. I think that's a Tuesday. So if anyone,
That's
it's at the Carmel.
the old courthouse, the old ceremonial courthouse. Yeah.
You're allowed to have me without a permit?
I don't know. But if anyone's interested.
Anything else on that? Director's report. Treasurer's report. Yay.
Yay. So for our reserve and other fund information, our Ameriprise One account reserve funds, our cash flow reserve fund is about 273,000. The 1-year yield on that remains fairly high for liquid account. It's 3.54. Other managed, we don't have capital reserve funds anymore. We spent them. Managed account funds, the contingency reserve fund is at 58,490. We're supposed to keep that one around 60, so that's about 60. The yield on that one is better. It's 8.94. Our other reserve fund is the employee benefit accrued liability reserve fund, which rolls off the tongue, at 13,000, and in our checking account we have 74,000. So as far as our income goes, our funding so far for the fiscal year is 435,856, and we're expecting more money, the rest of the tax money, in the next couple months, as well as the money from the county. And for we don't have anything under budget. Over budget, we have grants. This is in the case where over budget is good. Our grants for the fiscal year are about 28,000. Our donations about 23,000, both over budget. I know there was some discussion about how we budget for grants and donations, and basically we put in what we got last year because it's just guesswork at that point. Our total income for this fiscal year is about 490,000, which is about 48,000 over budget because of the grants and donations. as far as expenses go, most things are on budget or as expected. We don't have anything over budget. Under budget is the salaries and employee expenses are about 17,000 under. Program expenses are about 800 under for the month. Equipment and tech is also under, so we can put that money perhaps toward the security quote or the AV quote is about $1,300 right there. Building and grounds were also under budget somehow with tree issues, you'd be surprised. About 3,000 under. So maybe between the two of those, we could pay for the security quote. Travel and meeting is also under. Our total expenses for the months were about 42,642. And we're about $20,000 under budget for the fiscal year. That's all I got.
And just a few comments, it is not in discussion that there is a request to move money from the cash flow reserve into the active fund because of the expenses that are coming up, which will carry us over till the anticipated dollars coming from additional tax revenue. And
We are supposed to get the money.
supposed to
for
get money for the construction grant within the next month,
Right.
thereabouts.
Yes.
But we've heard that.
6 months. It's been 6 months.
Been 6 months since it's supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
a month, yes. Committee reports. Executive finance, we had a quick meeting prior, just to kind of go over some issues. One of the things to bring up, we had a surprise fire inspection. Nothing major came out of that as far as I'm going through the document. We're gonna come up with a document of all the things that our inspector found, address each one of them as they come up, but nothing. There are a few that are a little more expensive than others, but most things are manageable, and it's been a long time since it's been inspected. So, that being said, it's not a bad thing. So we were addressing that. That goes along with facilities. Something else from the facilities committee?
Nope.
Following planning, I think we just had a nice conversation. Now we have to set up a meeting to kind of go over all that stuff and pull them together, and we'll meet and kind of take it to the next step.
Yeah, after this meeting, let's set up, we'll arrange a meeting.
Development. I've done a ton of some back research to kind of get a document together to kind of be our guiding document of what our next steps are for fundraising and development as a board. So I'll be sharing that shortly. Landscaping. Luckily, there's no landscaping that's happening.
We did do a survey of the area, and some of the trees are actually pointing down like spears down the hillside.
We're weaponizing our trees.
That's the way they're saying on the. So I don't know if it's something we should have put up or if we have the money to do that, but I can't imagine what would happen. I don't think it's that critical, but they would, if they might
So they're
slide down
they're
the hill.
cut down trees.
They're cut down, but it's very funny
But they're
because they're
like-
in a line and they all look like they're gonna hit the.
I thought they were gonna leave us with them so that they were caught.
Right, let's,
They're new drops, right? They're new fallen trees.
most of them are new fallen trees. We asked them to be horizontal
Right.
to the, but there are 2 to 3 that are actually pointing down that are old drop.
So they came dislodged over the winter.
I
Maybe.
guess so,
It's just
because
heading our way, and I don't know if it's osmosis or what, but I'm sure the weather's not helping.
Right.
But it doesn't look like it's imminent danger, it's just long-term planning, what are we gonna do with them? 'Cause they don't look nice, I think.
Well, we
Cosmetic.
do have in the budget a tree line.
Yes.
I know how much Gabrielle loves talking about trees. So.
I do, I told you.
A tree line for our tree line.
Right,
Good.
exactly.
All right.
we also met and we're planning a knee wall, let's call it, for the parking lot. We're gonna do 25 to 50 feet at a time. We're going to ask for community help specifically, for example, there's a stump that needs to come out and some bushes. So we're gonna go to Facebook, everyone, and ask for help removing those things so that we can start to create something that looks nice and holds our.
What specifically and what are you asking for and on whom? Because it becomes an issue, a liability
Yeah.
issue, if it's someone other than a certified construction or tree worker.
Yeah.
And if it's a real retaining wall, that's probably needs a permit.
It's not a real
No,
retaining wall.
It's not high enough to be considered a retaining wall.
Okay.
It's like a garden ledge,
Okay.
is what it is. So I don't think that we need an inspection, but we might have a problem if we ask, like
Yeah, if
some
you ask,
teenage kid to take
Joe
his truck.
Schmo and he comes and
Yeah,
close it on, and if we've got a problem, either that,
My
or,
cousin.
contact our. Yeah, I don't think.
Quite a
insurance
trailhead, right,
company.
Tony?
Or just, the people that do our trees, maybe incorporate them into the process of that type of stuff.
yeah.
A small job.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a lot of money.
So I mean, if they're already doing trees.
Yeah.
I just want to say the word tree and forget Gabrielle.
I'm gonna wear my wood girl shirt next time.
No
So you don't
trees,
think
no
I hate-
bats.
Nominating, there's nothing to happen there. All right. So board discussion. Just three things on here, as far as I've got. We need to come up with or to pick our dates. I asked Amina to get to me a handful of dates that would be kind of the dates that we present the budget and the vote to the community. She gave me 5. I will share them. Just looking off of last year, we started the last week of April and did 3 sessions right up until the week before the vote. We also have a board meeting the day before the vote. We didn't have, standing room only type situations at any of our sessions. So, I low expectations as far as audience. But that being said, I think, we look at, I'll share these dates and see who's available for what, and then we'll book.
What day is the vote? I'm sorry. Yeah,
The vote is the 20th or 19th, whatever that Tuesday is.
Tuesday is the
Yeah,
19th.
that
It's
Tuesday.
May?
Yeah, May 19th.
Okay.
So we should have the session before the board meeting, like that would be like,
Right. So
Right.
yes. But our next board meeting is actually our next board meeting would be is the 20th. What's
Yeah.
the April
20th.
April 20th.
April 20th. So the first date that we were looking at is actually the 22nd, because our April 27th was our first session last year. Because people aren't paying attention so early. So we want to make sure that we concentrate it in that 3-week time period, 1 week maybe for those 3 weeks.
Our board meeting for May is the day before, again.
Right, so it's another final opportunity if anybody had additional questions, that we could address those questions at that board meeting.
And we can get out the vote.
Right. So I will share those dates. Right now, I'll just tell you what they are. April 22nd at 6 p.m. April 25th. Same day as the road rally, so I don't know if that conflicts at all. Probably not, right?
I
Drives
said
traffic.
noon.
I thought you just said one session a week. That's 2 in 1 week already.
Well, we're just
I'm
giving a
just giving
range
the
of
possible
it's
dates. I'm not saying
possible.
these are all the
Oh,
dates.
possibly.
There are 5 dates here. I don't think we need to do 5 sessions. I think 3 is more than enough. We just need to pick the right dates.
Are they all at the same time, Joe?
April 22nd, the weekday ones are at 6 p.m. The weekend ones are at noon.
Okay.
So April 22nd, 6 p.m. April 25th, noon. April 28th, 6. May 6th, 6. And May 16th, noon, which is right before the Repair Cafe.
Are you gonna do a doodle poll?
I'll send the doodle to everybody to pick the dates that work for you, and then we'll figure out what days are best, and then we'll schedule it. the scholarship fund. So, as you all know, and it's been announced, we successfully raised the money to give away 2 scholarships from the board. And I worked with guidance office at the high school. They were pleased to get our engagement, and they're going to be sharing it, and we're sharing it. So, if you're a high school senior and you're watching this, there are 2 opportunities for scholarship, $500 each. All the information is on the website, or you can email anybody. You can email staff and they'll direct you to that, or email your guidance counselor.
So I'm sure you explained this then, I've simply forgotten, but does the school decide who gets them?
No, they're coming to us.
They're gonna give us recommendations?
All the applications they can send some to guidance counselors. The idea is that guidance will kind of know the right people to reach out to specifically, but then we have the general population and they will direct those to us. And then we will have, we'll have to go through and review essays and applications and, ironically, I should say ironically, disappointingly, there's not always a lot of kids applying for those scholarships. So
Okay.
we'll keep an eye on it and do more of a push when we get closer, because I think we've got about a month. I think April 15th is the deadline. So they wanted to make sure that the guidance counselors wanted to make sure that we were ready to go and had the applications ready before their spring break. So they announced them, I think, this week, because spring break is next week or the week after. So something along those lines. But I'm excited that we're gonna get this opportunity, and then we'll be at the award ceremony and show that we're more than just books, and we're engaged in community and the next generation. So that's
Important.
it is. I think you used to have,
Yes.
I think, a scholarship. So.
It
So
was
thank you.
Much less. I think it was in the nature of about $100. And all right, things go up.
Yeah.
But yeah, very few people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you to the board for contributing and agreeing to contribute to that fund. And there's already more money in the fund than our expense, so we're ahead for where we need to be next year.
Oh, good.
And then community room use policy refinement. So we talked about last time that we kind of need to revisit our community room. Not necessarily the policy, but like how much, because now it's a real room. So we want to make sure, and it's on the line. It's online. This is not
It was
something.
posted?
No, it's like on the
It's in our,
website.
it's on our policy. The community
And our
use is in the
policies are
policy,
on the library website.
on the library website.
Right. I mean, like, so the new refinement was,
There is nothing new. That's why we're talking about what we should be looking at refining. Because right now, the fees are like $150 for 4 hours, plus $40 an hour, plus $150 deposit for nonprofits or for parties, dinners, dances, fundraisers, meetings and seminars are 75. So I will share again what this detail is, and as we move forward, we'll have to decide if we think this is good enough, or if we think I mean, it's probably the best bargain in town. I think it's even cheaper than the Grange at this point.
And-
Space and a nicer space at this
for sure.
point.
The bathrooms a lot.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are worth the price for admission.
So things that people are gonna start wanting the space. I mean, I don't know if they do it around here for, communions and things like that and graduations, whatever. So do we have a deadline that we can decide this?
We already have a policy.
This is the policy.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm
uh,
saying to review it. I mean,
Well, I think I really brought this up because I'm holding a meeting for Florida and residents next week or about
Yeah.
10 days from now here. Because I'm working with them on their contaminated water.
Yeah, that's so bad.
And there's going to be a survey. I'm the independent monitor, that kind of thing. And they can't really afford to pay. So we were talking about, do we lower or eliminate the fee for community groups, even if they're not 501Cs? Well, so is that
And-
something
And the
we-
policy allows us the leverage
Yeah.
to make those choices. I don't have an issue at all with that. It's a really important thing.
Okay.
It's really sad for those folks. That
We
there's
chatted
not-
about that, right? Didn't we?
We had an email,
Official.
yeah,
Mhm.
so, but I think we can waive that for that type of meeting.
Yeah, it's a community
So do we
betterment.
do a motion about that, or are we just?
No, I mean, it's
It's the
Just
discretion's
it's
already
just
there.
discretion's already
So,
built in
yeah.
there with this,
Okay.
and we were, well,
We have consensus.
yeah, and unless somebody objects, go ahead, be objective. No pressure.
Be
I did have one question about the cost. I wondered, Amina, if when you meet with the other directors, if you could get a sense of how much, the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
That
good
could
idea.
potentially be on their websites, no?
It might be.
Yeah.
How
Yes,
large
they're
they
visitors.
are,
Right.
they have an
What
idea.
facilities are. Do you guys have any idea of what people charge for community rooms? Jennifer?
So, I lost my
In
pen.
this area, we are competitive with the cheaper options.
Mm.
I will state from experience, the ambulance corps, which did no work to update their space, but has a phenomenal space to begin with a commercial kitchen, tables and chairs that easily deploy to the room. They attempted to increase their deposit and their room rental fee, and they cited the increased cost of electricity. And they lost all of their annual rentals.
Wow.
How
over
much
it,
was it?
including the Board of Elections.
Wow.
They had to go back,
It's like an opportunity.
slash the price. Well, no, they
Yeah.
kept
Okay.
shouting. But
What was
they had to very quickly change back to their original rental fee.
Can you tell
Well, they are a little larger.
It's like $600 for 4 hours. But they
It's-
have
You could have a wedding there.
3 times the space.
huge.
People do have weddings.
Yeah.
They have 3 times the space. They have a full commercial kitchen.
Oh, it's a great
They
space.
have
Large
what they're
presence.
asking, but they tried to go up a couple $100, and people that rent every single year turned around and said, nope, never mind, and they went down to Bill Barone or Cortland Colonial.
That's a huge competition. I mean, I shouldn't say, it, but like, that's strange that the ambulance corps is competing against that, but
It's wild,
Well,
Yeah.
but
when you pay for the room and you're paying for it.
yeah,
and stuff
once
that
you
it
pay for catering,
requires.
but they have a dance floor, they have.
Yeah.
They know what
it
they
just feels,
have.
it feels interesting that that was the comp,
Yeah.
the comp.
But you
Okay.
do they do it for the community like I don't know, I went to
So
the
they
Girl Scout
also-
breakfast.
they
Do they
do-
give it for
They do
free?
breaks.
They do breaks.
I can't say whether or not it's free.
Yeah.
I think we have the most community oriented policy when it comes to pricing.
The library does.
And I think we should.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
I think it's fair. My personal input, I don't think we have people banging down the doors to rent the space for the price that we have it. Even with the work that was done, we had one rental last weekend, and I think I have another one on the radar. I think we did 5, if that many last year.
But this is, we have a new community room and start advertising that, with pictures and.
Yeah.
It's a whole new space and we're not charging outsiders that, comparably, we're charging them much less.
Yeah.
So,
But I will say, from having shopped around the area as a parent of young children trying to figure out where to put a birthday party, you know, for about what we rent, you can get a few hours at a bowling alley. You can get, it's right in that price range. And then considering food and everything else on top of it. So I think where we're at is it's tenable.
Well, can we get some photos? Can it maybe for trivia night, we decorate as if it's a big event and we decorate like we've done, like, but for real, like decorate all the tables and really, and then we can use those photos to promote the space for, as a venue. Right? Or some other event.
In terms of the empty room as well. 'cause
Yeah,
we get a
yeah.
better Idea sometimes.
Although
And
if
with
you stage it,
dimensions.
it'll give it.
You can
Yeah,
stage it
stage it.
virtually.
Yeah. Oh, well, we could.
They need to move on because it's pretty micro now.
Okay.
We'll put it back to staff to do the survey.
Yes, Carla?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Yes, we're sorry, we're talking a lot.
Yeah, I have to go back to Carmel. It's gonna take me a half hour. I have to go to work really early, so.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Careful
Do
driving.
you want me to walk you through the parking lot?
Sarah likes danger bears.
No, I just,
Just like out for
the pavement's a little unlevel.
Almost not that much different.
Yeah.
Bye, Carla, thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Yes.
So that brings us to business, new business. So we'll be done very shortly. Can I get a resolution to accept the treasurer's report, warrants, financial transaction reconciliation detail?
I know, that makes sense. I second. Oh, got kick words.
Okay.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Can I get a resolution to accept the director's report and include it in the official meeting minutes?
So resolved. Okay, I'll second.
Questions or comments?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Item C, resolution to authorize transfer of $85,000 from the cash flow reserve fund 3510 to the general fund 1010.
I resolve. I second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And this will be a final for this, I think. Can I get a resolution to approve work change orders dated February 23rd, 2026 as part of the continued community room construction?
I so move.
I second.
Any questions or comments? There were 2 items on here. I don't know what they are anymore. They were in the file. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Old business. We already talked about the scholarship fund website. That's kind of on the radar, but not really. Public comment in person or via email on any items. Anything. Michael, please.
I forgot to mention a new library pass, museum pass.
I'm excited.
Lincoln Depot Museum in Peekskill
Oh.
has started a museum passes program. And the Putnam Valley Library is not only in the group of first libraries that were offered this pass, but it is the only library in Putnam County. Just luck, I think.
It's all about connections and networking. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Anything else from the public? Anything else from the board? Then can I get a resolution to adjourn our meeting? Our next meeting is April 20th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Can I be a comment from the public?
You missed it, but yes.
Just to mention, we appreciate being invited from the Mid-Hudson Board to come. We're trying to attend as many board member meetings of our member library boards, so we appreciate that. And just to make sure you remind you that Mid-Hudson is a great resource for things like budget votes, grants, construction grants, that type of stuff. And the advocacy that Mid Hudson does on behalf of all the libraries, libraries across the state. Rebecca and her staff are great resources, and we always encourage all of our member libraries. And if there's anything that has come up, and I'm one of the 3 Putnam County representatives on the board, if there's anything that I can help you with, you can contact them through Mid Hudson.
What's your home library?
I'm a vice president of the Brewster Public Library. Been on the Brewster board for 8 or 9 years. I've been on the Hudson board for I guess 2 or 3 years. I'm now the treasurer for Mid Hudson. And Peter Carey is our 3rd Putnam County representative. He's also on the Brewster Library board.
We followed your guidance on the long range planning
Process.
very closely, and it was very helpful.
Okay, yeah. And just, in terms of everyone's thinking about where the financing is coming from, Mid Hudson is funded by the state, by the Division of Library Development, which gets its money from the federal government, which Congress is, I understand from the budget, is again authorized money to go out, that would eventually make its way to Division of Library Development into Mid Hudson. Last year, it also allocated that money to the lawsuit to get it to be spent. So hopefully, the money flows a little easier. But Mid Hudson, I think, or Division of Library Development is funded at least through next year, which is great.
That is.
Thank you for
Okay.
coming, and thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
So we can close the loop.
Hate to be the one standing between all of you and adjournment.
No, it's fine. That's why it's there.
A motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
Nice
Oh.
to move.
Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
We're passing and look at
Have a
our
lovely night.
I'd love to, yeah.
We'll just turn on.
board members, that sheet comes back, I've got eggs, fresh eggs, every day.
I'm still live.
Wonderful. Oh, wait, the TV.
I'm trying.
Oh, I see. Oh, I know that lady.